Hello and welcome to a new podcast called The Dripping Hartnell. And no, we are not going to give any context to that title whatsoever. I am Abi Louise, and this week I am joined by Jimmy.
Oh, hello.
Connor.
Hello.
And Mr. O'Connor.
Hello there.
So, lads, what have we been up to this week? It's Sunday now, so we've literally had a whole week. So, anything interesting happen?
No. For me, perfectly honest, no. Work is quiet, and I've had a nice quiet weekend. Bit of recording, bit of this, bit of that, bit of the other. And then back to the grind tomorrow.
Aidan's in London, I know that much. We went Comic-Con.
I mean, it was a good, it was a good week at work, and then we obviously got over to London then, and met a few lovely people we all know at the Comic-Con. Dom, Rory, and Mr. James York, which was very nice. It was great to see him, and it was my first time meeting good old Jim, and he was happy out, got to meet Matt Smith, and I was like, hooray, I can't, I'm broke. Matt looked like he had a great time, which is, that's always good to hear.
Connor been up to much?
I've been on a bit of a road trip on Friday, but it was work related, so it's kind of boring.
That sounded more fun than it was going to be. Road trip work.
Yeah, it was a work thing, but I like doing the traveling in hindsight after it's done. But no, I just travelled up to Birmingham and then travelled down to Leatherhead and then went home. It was all work stuff, but I do like the travel. It's nice to go and see new places. Hello.
So my week, I have basically had Noah home all week because of teacher strike. So he went to school. Noah's my kid. He went to school a total of 2 days this week. So
again, why with strikes again? Really?
Oh, I don't know. It's towards the end of the year as well, so it's like, let the kids have some fun at school. It's that kind of sports day type era at school now. But yeah, we went to Chester.
All the exams
we
are done
some theme parks and stuff. Yeah, all the exams are done. But yeah, we just went to theme parks and went on rides. So happy days.
I mean,
that's a good point. It's a good
point.
point. You had a rogue shoe kick you in the face.
Oh Christ!
Yeah. You've got more stories than us for this week. You've been kicked in the face and then you fell over and fainted for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought you said you banged your head off a metal door or something.
Right. So at Chesington, which is where me and my child went, there's a bus there's a bus ride, and I didn't duck to step onto the bus, so I head-butted the bus, fell backwards, and then landed on a wooden fence and knocked myself out.
Ow.
And then, because it's me, and then whilst lining up for the vampire roller coaster, somebody's shoe fell off and hit me in the face. So I had a great time. I'm slowly becoming my OG doctor. That's what this is. I'm just becoming Dickensian. She is.
Well, the thing is, did you find the owner of the shoe?
No.
Just stand there waiting for somebody to come hobbling along. Just stand there.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. What was done with the shoe? Would you just went? Oh well, I'll leave that there. That's nothing to do with me.
It kind of bounced off my head and then went into
disappeared into the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, the poor person went off the road. They're like, "Where's
no one around
shoe?
you? Did no one around you just looking at you? Okay.
Everybody's just kind of, when you want to laugh, but you should.
I suppose it's one of those things of how could this is like such a weird moment to happen.
I was kind of like,
How do we
the
react?
hell just happened? Yeah,
There was probably an element of everyone around you going, I'm glad that wasn't me.
basically. I wouldn't mind, but that queue was like 70 odd minutes long. So there was a lot of people in that line. So out of like 200, 300 people, it had to land on me, didn't it?
It's fine. You stand there, and just wait for the other one to go, free shoes, and run away.
So this podcast is, we are going to be going through different episodes of Doctor Who and sitting and watching them together and commenting. So this week, Connor has selected an episode. Take it away, Connor.
We're watching The Keys of Marinus.
The first part. Because we
We're
haven't got all
watching
night.
episode 1, the Sea of Death. I watched this in one sitting. Time flew by.
It is a worthwhile question
Enjoyed
asking at this point. Are we planning to watch the other episodes of The Keys of Marinus, or are we just going for this one?
At the moment, we're just doing this one, and then we're going to go to a next episode.
I can just see.
No, hang on a minute. This isn't what I agreed to. We will be negotiating this after recording.
You can just see
Hang
Connor
on a minute.
staring everyone down, just like, no.
Like, no.
I do not remember this being part of the agreement. I thought this was going to be episode 1.
We must complete it. Well, we can. We'll talk about it. You'll find out next episode.
Really enjoy it?
You'll find out next episode, because if next episode we do part 2 of this, you'll know. And if next episode we watch The Doctor's Daughter, I won.
Yeah. If we watch The Doctor's Daughter, we can only watch 10 minutes of it. Because then it would be fair.
Oh,
Is that how this works?
Oh yeah, we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
He's holding us to ransom now.
The first part of each story, everybody. That's all you're gonna see this week.
First 10 minutes, you just get the pre-title sequence. That's my daughter.
Yes.
The end.
Put it this way, listeners. If you go to the playlist and there is a playlist for The Keys of Marinus, you can guarantee we're probably going to listen to the others at some point.
Yes.
Or watch. We watch, you listen.
This is true. So, are we ready to go? We good?
I am hovering over play as we speak.
Hovering over the
Yeah,
play
I'm
button.
the same. I'm literally just like,
right.
Oh,
I want you to count down from 3 and then say play, and then you push the play button.
I pressed the play button. Hang on.
No,
Okay.
stop.
I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. I'm overexcited.
Jimmy, you'd be terrible in a gunfight, mate. Jesus.
It's gone.
I know I'd win.
Right, 3,
Right.
2, 1, play.
That's really loud.
Yeah, I'm turning mine down so I can actually hear you lot.
I'm embracing the full Hartnell.
I will say this though, because obviously this is a podcast and nobody else can see the episode, we actually have to talk all the way through, otherwise there'll be really awkward pauses.
This is true.
I just want to say, if you played the title sequence
an island
in a club, people would go mental for that.
Oh, what, the theme?
Yeah, just
The
without
Sea of
without the
Death.
visuals.
I still read it. My dyslexia reads it as the seeds of death, but that's
Look. Nice
I constantly
Terry Nation.
the seeds of death and the seeds of doom. I'm constantly
writers like Terry Nation a chance. Oh, isn't that fantastic?
Oh, we love a model shot.
I was going to say, I'm going to say that now. Shout out to the model shots, because that's going to be my thing.
Oh my God, tiny TARDIS!
Oh,
They've just
the
finished Marco
budget
Polo. That's why Ian's dressed like that.
I still stand by the fact that he loved that costume so much. He was like, "Can I wear it again, please?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure."
You know, Hartnell's not the only one with drip.
Coming soon, the Ian drip.
Southend, my
I
hometown
love
got
how
mentioned.
that's just the back wall of the TARDIS. They're just like, we've only got the budget for one wall.
No, I suppose the cameras have shifted. I'm being an idiot right now. I was about to say the door's in a different place.
No,
Let's just
they
move
moved
the
the
camera.
console. At this point, they moved the console closer to the door.
Ah.
Because it used to be a lot of a longer walk, and then as they did that for the pilot in the first episode, but then of course when they had to try and make all the sets, they had to shrink the TARDIS set and make it all fit, which is why basically towards the
it was a
end of
very
Hartnell,
large.
just a wall.
It was a very large gap between the door and the console in Unearthly Child. When you think of it. It's never
That's kind of what reason why when they did when they redesigned the TARDIS for Matt Smith's era, they had the long walk again, so people could talk whilst walking to the console. That's what they used to do with old Hartnell. No more.
I do. You know when people go through and colorize the black and whites?
Yeah.
Do you appreciate them, or do you feel like they make them not as good?
It's funny you bring that up.
I will always prefer it. I prefer the black and white, personally.
I read a couple of weeks ago, bearing in mind we're recording this, as I said, for those listening, this is the 9th of July, 2023. This is the year of the 60th anniversary. I read a couple of weeks ago that the BBC might be doing some colorizations of classic episodes to put out for the 60th. Whether or not this is true or not, I don't know.
Because I will say this.
I think that's a good idea, though, because there are some people who don't prefer black and white, but me being a Hartnell fanboy, you have to stay to the original source material.
I will say this, and
can I change fanboy to pure?
Not so much. I will say this, not so much with the Hartnells, but with the Patricks, with the cartoons, I still watch them in black and white. Even the cartoons.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of, like, do you guys ever see the old westerns that were in black and white, like Rawhide or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like, my granddad would watch it like that. Like, he wouldn't kind of, I don't know. I think they tried to colorize them, but he's very kind of just, I don't know. It was his time, like, for some people, I guess.
Oh no, it's acid. Acid
hide,
water.
Susan, hide your eyes, Susan.
No, Susan.
Don't look at the true melting.
She got scared of a lot of stuff back in the day, didn't she?
You can see why Carol was like, yeah, I'm done with this, really, can't you?
Yeah, she's like, I gotta be scared every episode of every single thing we put.
Not a mountain shoe. What shall I do?
I love that.
Yes.
Ian's just like,
What do you mean put on her boots? Her socks are right there.
That's a good point. I've never noticed that before.
She was taking them off to begin with. She was like, I'm going to jump in.
Back to the black and white thing. It's more creepier in black and white.
I will say the way they've done perspective here is really good, like with the kind of mountain thing in the back, the backdrop.
The sets are really good. The way they work, the way they play with your eye to make it look like it's bigger than what it is.
The thing is, I was gonna
called?
What?
German expressionism.
Oh.
No, I was going to make a point with this episode of saying, that you have for them, you see the model work and the set work, and you say, Doctor Who's got this thing of it having, all the wobbly sets and things like that, and it's really not true. Maybe this isn't the best episode to make that point on.
This is true,
but it still stands.
Leave the TARDIS alone.
I love the fact that he just like tries the lock.
He's like, get it. It's like, get it off. It's like, no, you can't.
It's only the 5th episode, Hartnell.
When was it? Was that early? Really?
This is the 5th story. Obviously, in terms of it's the stories, episodes, and parts, it's a lot more. Oh my goodness! How did you miss that?
I was going to say, I love that reaction. Good gracious!
What are those see-through things?
So, a question. The top barbers wearing. Did the people wear that in the 60s?
Yeah, that's proper height of 60s fashion. That's like Twiggy-esque, yeah.
Oh no, it's a good turtleneck.
We love a turtleneck. 60s and turtlenecks, hand in hand.
Oh, the lock's no gone.
I will say this though, Barbara's hair, if it wasn't sponsored by some form of hairspray, like
it's like Rachel from Friends. She just do it just
Oh no, Susan has found a mystery.
I wish more companions would just wear the TARDIS key like a necklace again.
People can steal it easier then.
Ha-ha!
Susan, you didn't like the algae in the water. Why are you following?
They're the Vord? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vord, yeah.
Introduced originally, I suppose, wasn't it? They were supposed to be one in a long line of successions of rivals to the Daleks that never took off.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to be like a Cybermen throw-off type
Well, the side. Well,
they looked at that later. Yeah,
I was going to say the
Yeah.
Cybermen came in the World Shapers, I think, because obviously this was before the 10th planet.
Yeah.
But weirdly, what I love is they did that. The Vord was supposed to be the Cybermen in the World Shapers. They were sort of like a parallel evolution. And then the Dr. Falls came along and basically confirmed that, whilst basically putting a load of people saying, no, that's not true. Yes, it is. It's sort of. And they really muddied the water with it.
Continuity and Doctor Who do not sit hand in hand. But there's one thing I can confirm: Ian is hot.
Yes. I mean, so is Barbara. Ian, Barbara.
I mean, we just established he has the drip. So
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
I mean, just for balance, I should say Hartnell's also.
Isn't he younger here than when Peter Capaldi started?
Yeah, he's like 56 or something. He's really young.
Blimey.
he's you know what? I'm going to scare you guys a bit. He's basically David Tennant's age right now.
I'm going to Google
Blimey.
it and find out.
He was made to look older, but he was a
See,
youthful, gorgeous man.
That's set because that back wall is
yeah.
painted, isn't it? But it just looks
So
so
was I right?
cool.
Yeah.
Is it the same age?
No,
The man in the
massive man. Don't
wetsuit.
do
No.
it.
But now watch carefully when you get the spinning walls, because I'm pretty sure a couple of stagehands make an appearance.
Oh no, they don't.
I think they do.
We will call
is
them part of the story.
Yes.
They are other aliens.
Stage hands.
Question.
Unnamed aliens.
Are they reusing the set from the Daleks in this? Because I looked at the door and I went, that door does look familiar.
Do you reckon that's just
Might be.
The
recycled
door
it?
looks familiar.
In all fairness, they probably
Could be.
did. Saving money.
Well,
wasn't
yeah, they had to save money. But it's about the imagination.
it? Say that.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
I saw him. I saw the stage hand.
Yeah, Hartnell's 56 here.
I saw the stage hand when the wall turned.
I'm pretty sure in a minute
gonna unsee that now.
you just see a hand as well
No,
in a minute.
it
When
wasn't-
another one
it
spins,
wasn't
you see a hand.
stage hand. It wasn't a stage hand. It was a statue. That's my headcanon.
Okay. It's like, you know, when people point things out, it's like in Seeds of Doom, when Patrick comes running in and and he slids around and Zoe just starts laughing. I can never unsee it now.
This is why Hartnell's my favourite. Look at the construction they're talking about, how it's constructed. I'm like, yes, Hartnell, you speak my language.
I do
Look at
like
how
the
block
hand.
work's been
I
sold.
do like the hand fiddle he does.
He's like, don't be saying this.
One of my
go.
Speaking of construction, one of my favourite things like that is in Remembrance of the Daleks. When, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it yet, why not? But when the little girl attacks Mike and she throws him back against the stairs move about 4 foot away from the wall.
Oh no!
You can see the cutout of the stairs on the set.
Oh no!
Oh,
And
I saw the hands.
No!
This is so Scooby Doo, and I love it.
It
It
is.
is very scary.
That was me opening a can. Sorry if you caught that.
No.
I still love the fact he's got his Marco Polo stuff on still. I know we mentioned it previous,
How
but it's just
has the BBC not released that as some sort of dressing gown yet?
I love how he's just so chill with it. Like, you know, I feel like offset, he was just like, yeah, this is grand. I'm loving this. Like the fabric action.
Cos Daddy, please make Ian Marco Polo, please.
Thing is, I bet you as well. It was a really comfortable costume.
Susan,
look,
He
in
probably
front
said,
of you.
I want to keep
Vord,
it.
Vord, how has she
not seen that, Vord?
Do not,
Black on black.
do not criticise her.
Oh, that's not ominous. You're an actual idiot. Come on.
This is the
Leave
one
her
thing I love.
alone.
Wait
She's
for this.
supposed
Leave
to
her
be.
alone.
Wait, actually, is she a Time Lord?
Debatable.
This is the one thing. This
She
is
was
the
in
one
the
thing I love about
academy.
the six. Oh,
Give me a hug.
Cuddle time.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's never been confirmed if she is a Time Lord or not, has it?
It's flitted back and forth between yes and no, because there's a debate as to whether she's even related to the Doctor.
Fair, because technically, because in some way she'd be Jenny's daughter if she's the granddaughter.
Yeah, but there's some in theory that she's Rassilon's daughter.
And the Doctor stole her.
Yes.
Oh, no,
I will say,
Ian.
I like how in the 60s everything's very, like, you know, like it's very alert. Like immediately, like, you know, something just jumps out and like grabs you, or I don't know. It's like I love, you know, it's very fast paced. Like, you know, for a 25-minute. Like,
I'm pretty sure that was a set hand in the background there as well. Somebody diving out of shot.
Do you know what? That's probably one of the corridors from the Daleks, but just
It does look
repainted.
like. I was just trying to look at it. I'm looking at it, thinking it does
What
look
did I
like
just
they've
say
reused the
earlier?
same thing.
It just looks like it's been painted darker, doesn't it?
But that's good. Think of the imagination.
Recycling.
The thing is, it's one of the things I love about looking at these, especially the old sets, is you look at them and if you really look hard enough, you can see that it is like some sort of crate that used to hold bread, but they've just painted it and shone a light through it. And it looks brilliant. It looks so good. And it just, you know, you see a lot of things. I think a lot of people go to slightly off track here. You see a lot of things where people do lots of things like with fan films and they really sort of build sets out of nothing. It just really goes to show if you light it right and you put it together right, it works wonders. And, you know, I think it's a very overlooked thing.
It's very Blue Peter, but I do love the way it's done.
Exactly. Yeah, but half the things you make.
Fighting!
You know,
Here we go.
Oh no!
Dramatic fighting.
Get him! Get him!
Yes,
Ian to the rescue.
He also says Ian held his own in this, like, for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's the thing. Hartnell was the mind of the group. He wasn't the action hero that the Doctor would later become.
Yeah.
It was Ian. Oh my goodness!
Okay.
I will say this as well, like music-wise, I love the 60s music. And it's one thing that kind of winds me up with Big Finish, is I kind of feel like the music should always reflect the era that the Doctor's in.
Yeah.
The first Doctor stuff that do a Big Finish really does.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor, your first Doctor stuff really intrigued me with the music.
Yeah, I aim for perfection.
One of the things I loved about Time Crash is there's elements of the sort of 80s synth.
He come out immediately after the pre-titles when a bit of the 80s tunes. Yeah. I've never found that track. I'd love to get that track. If
so good.
Somewhere. Oh yes, old one. Show Ian the way. Oh, just move that out of the way.
I still have like this canon where, you know, because obviously Ian came back for the special, well, not special, you know, when he came back, he wouldn't have known anything about regeneration. So all of those companions have had to sit in this room and explain to Ian the concept of regeneration.
Well,
but Ian's about to tell, Jimmy's about to tell me different.
Well, I'm not going to tell you different. I'm just going to say that there's some debate about this because it depends on whether or not you decide to regard the comics as canon. Now, we're not going to go down that route, but Hunters of the Burning Stone sees the 11th Doctor meeting Ian and Barbara and actually attending their wedding as the best man.
Oh.
I can back this up. I've read it.
I still really want to adapt some comics, guys, for TT.
I have some in the wings adapting as we speak.
You know what? Funny enough, I won't say the name of the story because we might watch it later on. But there was the time where they were going to get Ian Chesterton back for, I think, one of a future story. But
yeah, wasn't that Mordred Undead?
Great. Okay, we could.
Yes,
it's the 80s. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, it was a Fifth Doctor story.
Oh, my knees.
They were gonna get like Ian back for that, but they couldn't, and they just went right. Get the brig in.
Because you know, this is the thing. You know how Connor is with 1. That's me with 5. Wait for the 5th Doctor stuff, man. Serious.
Wait till the 11th Doctor stuff.
Oh, Connor loves 11. I know that's his second favourite. The face.
I'm listening. I'm watching the story. I'm enjoying.
Sorry, we're interrupting your watching.
About Marinus. The key.
Tell you one I would love them to colorize. Going back to that, I would love to see them colorize the Web Planet, just so we can finally get some confirmation of what colour Hartnell's outfit actually was.
This is one.
I thought he wore a yellow waistcoat in that.
Well, this is the thing. So far, when I looked into it for doing a figure of it, every colorized photo of the web planet, it is colorized. It's not. There are ones out there that claim to be genuine color photos. There aren't any, apparently.
Oh.
So it's debatable as to what he actually wore.
My headcanon says yellow.
Because I know for a fact, like at the Doctor Who Experience, for those of us who remember that, the Hartnell outfit they had there, he had yellow checkered trousers.
That's true.
Rather than the grey.
Yeah.
So you're pointing out about the outfit. I'm pointing out about that wig. Jesus Christ! Like for this episode, they really slicked it back.
They really did. I was looking at that. I literally, as soon as he appeared on screen, I was like, "Have they actually put the wig on him?"
Maybe they had to have somebody else do it for the day because the other woman was off.
Maybe.
standing wig girl. No, you know the whole like colorization thing. It's the one thing that really wound me up, and it's not to do with one, it's to do with two. And it's Polly's outfit for 10th Planet. Because it was
pink, wasn't it?
Right, so it was.
But it wasn't pink. Yes, it was red.
But when they done it for the what was it called? The one where come on. You know which one I want about. You know when one came back with 12.
It's not World Enough in Time.
That episode. Well, when 12 met 1, she was wearing lilac.
Twice Upon a Time,
and it really wound me up. Not only that, Ben grew to 6'5".
I'm still annoyed that they filmed all that stuff with the Cybermen and then it got cut out.
Yeah.
We lost Aidan.
No,
yeah,
don't stop Hartnell getting in. Hartnell's being stopped from getting into the TARDIS. There's an invisible force field that they're feeling.
Of course. He's far too excited that he can't get inside the TARDIS.
Don't mock me.
I've always wondered as well, I haven't come up with a fan theory for this yet, who knows, I might do. Why the First Doctor has a cane? He clearly doesn't need it. He's not as old as he looks. I feel like there's some ulterior reason he's got it.
Do you reckon it's like
a sonic cane?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, because debatably the First Doctor also had a sonic screwdriver.
I say maybe it's like a sonic cane, but he just never uses it in hindsight, obviously.
I've got the book up there. Hang on. Which one was it in?
Right.
In Venusian Lullaby, the First Doctor has a sonic screwdriver.
Oh.
Which is a book.
So,
for those interested.
Right. The Keys of Marinus.
Yes.
The whole point of this story, Connor, is that they have to go around and collect all these keys like the Crystal Maze Challenge.
Yes.
That's way of putting it.
You waited until 3 minutes before the credits to ask me the story, have you?
Yeah.
I just came to the realisation that it's just Crystal Maze.
The fact you've had to give me the mental image of Hartnell having a sonic cane like 11 did hurts me enough.
I apologise, sir.
See, now I have images of Ian, Barbara, the Doctor and Susan in the glass dome at the end of Crystal Maze, where they're trying to catch all the gold leaves and stuff.
But it's also...
my head...
Sorry.
Go on.
No, Hartnell would use a cane to come across like a frail old man in some stories. When people, he didn't need people to suspect him. He'd walk along and hobble a little bit in some stories, and nobody would take a look at him. And then he'd just sneak into rooms and rush in. Yeah. He used it, but it was also just a style thing. It was something he used in the 1963, and it was just part of his style, along with the hat.
I mean, Connor, you've sent me a video before. He can throw hands, like if he wants to. He pretty much can just be like,
he beat someone up in one story.
The thing is, before Doctor Who, he was quite the sort of tough guy.
He was an army man, really.
Yeah, he was in the army game. But I think he played a lot of gangsters and did a lot of quite physical things.
Wasn't he in one where like John Pertwee was like shit scared of him or something? He was there like
I can't remember what the film was, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, it was like
Hartnell.
I don't know.
Wetsuit Man.
I've also wondered, I've never looked into this, but maybe I should. It'd be interesting. Keys of Marinus, do we reckon inspired the Key to Time?
Because that's
Possibly.
also like a Crystal Maze game, isn't it?
Oh, what's our first
I mean, I'll
destination?
say this: what a way to get around having to build different sets for a story. It's like, how are we going to do this? We'll just throw them on a planet and say,
Yeah,
"Look, you're going through
Because I
4
suppose
different scenarios."
nothing was really shot outside
Bum,
until
bum, bum.
Dalek.
Hmm.
Really?
Next
I
episode.
can't
Next
wait till
episode.
next podcast when we watch the next part of this. I can't wait to see what happens next time.
Right?
I mean, to be fair, it really is one of those things. When I watched it a while back to do my review of it, it's one of those episodes that I don't watch it that often, but when I do, I end up feeling, why don't I watch it more often? It is very good. It's one of those. I would say it is one of those early Doctor Who stories that I think, even if you struggle to get on with black and white, it does stand the test of time.
Oh yeah,
It
definitely.
will keep you, even if you struggle with black and white, still watch it because it will still keep you engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I know people are going to be like, "Oh, it's 25 parts each, 25 minutes each. It's it's in black and white." It's like, yeah, but there's a story there. There's still a story there.
I generally think the only thing that really puts me off classic Who, even though I like 5, is the fact that a lot of things are 4+ parts and 20 odd minutes each, whereas everything nowadays is kind of one shot.
Was Keys of Marinus the first 6-parter? Why do I think that's true?
I will investigate. No, I mean
No?
yes. No, yes.
No, I mean yes.
It was the first,
Which is it, man? We need to know.
Right. I will say this: it was the first 6-parter, but there have been stories longer than 6 parts already by this time.
Right.
The Daleks were 7 parts.
Oh yes.
Marco Polo was 7 parts.
Yes. Marco Polo 7. I thought Marco Polo was only 6.
Unearthly Child was the normal 4 parts.
Yeah.
And then Edge of Destruction was a 2-parter anyway. So.
And that even felt like it was too long.
I will say it's pretty interesting to see like this being a a Terry Nation story, because I normally just refer to him as the Dalek, the Dalek writer, but
yeah, that's why I like it. It feels fresh and different, and it's what they were. That's like we were saying at the beginning. It's why they were trying to make them like the Vords, such a formidable villain. It was a Terry Nation villain, and this
is the thing. Terry Nation is vastly underrated as a Doctor Who writer, because I think everyone just assumes you think Dalek guy, but he wrote quite a few non-Dalek stories that were exceptionally good. But it's sort of, I think they often get very overlooked, which is a shame, which again, another reason why I like this is you sit there and watch it and you can, like, once you know it's written by Terry, you can tell it's written by Terry, but at the same time, it's different to how you would expect his stories to go.
It kind of feels like,
although you may notice this story that he's written became the template for the chase.
Oh,
that's true. And I suppose Dalek's master plan
that had
after
Daleks in it, obviously. Yeah, this here, they've got a little device on their wrist that press a button, takes them to the next destination to get the next key. The chase, in difference, they were just running away with something, but being chased.
I've never seen the chase. So.
It's on the list. That's got to be on the list.
Things will change soon.
Abby's just loading up the amount of First Doctor stories already for Connor.
Connor's just there with a little list. Watch this. Watch that one.
I will say, I feel like with Terry Nation, right? I've got this theory going that every new story or any Dalek story where it's gotten more serious after a load of silly ones, it's when they piss off Terry. I feel like they just say, "Oh, we don't really like this."
I can see where you're going with that, yeah.
It's sort of like with some writers, you literally, if you give them a bit of bad criticism, they're going to go back and sometimes they might not write the best, or they'll actually write something really profound, which is why I love the fact that when he wrote the first draft for Genesis, they went, "Yeah, could you rewrite that? Because it's been too silly." Yeah, no, I thought that was.
What did everyone think of the Keys of Marinus Part 1?
I've said I like it. It's a good story. It's one of those ones again for those who haven't seen it. I would recommend it because it might seem very long at 6 parts, but by the time you sort of really it grips you in those first 2, you think, well, I might as well carry on watching the rest of it. And I think because it's a single story, but it's not. It's 6 separate stories, and I think that does help keep it fresh.
Yeah.
I think when most people think of classic Who and they think of the longer stories, it's very easy to go, oh, this feels like a lot. But when you've got different things happening in it, I think it does keeps the pacing well. And I think it's a good, I would say it's a good benchmark for people who maybe haven't seen classic Who. And if they don't want to go for necessarily something like the Daleks or Cybermen or something stereotypical, I would probably recommend the Keys of Marinus as a good first Hartnell introduction.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we can kind of blame the War Games for the fact that people think like classic Who has these long, like parted episodes or something. Because I'm like, when someone tells you, "Oh yeah, this is 10 episodes," they go, "What?"
Mm.
Well,
that's the thing, because with the War Games, whilst it had multiple different areas and different time zones, across 10 parts, and then you had very limited choices. Just didn't hold up in the end, because at the end you were like, okay, that's great, we've explored them now, where do we go now? And we just carried on staying there. And that was part of the problem.
And even then they did this whole thing of, we're going to find out more about the Doctor's race, but we're not going to tell you about that for at least another 3 episodes. We're going to keep dropping you hints, and it does get to a point where you're like, just tell us, please. I love it. I love the War Games, but it is a good. I would say the War Games is at least 4 episops too long.
Oh, 100%.
100%. You could have done it in 6 episodes. And I say that as someone who loves watching it.
So all in all, we highly recommend Keys Marinus to anybody who wants to have a try at classic Who.
Oh, look at that little smile on Connor's face. Yay!
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
I have succeeded. I've done well here today.
So, lads.
I mean, if you want to see Doctor Who do at the beginning and see like how the test starts for everything, this would be one of the episodes that would be the best to try.
Yeah. So, lads, anything to add before we wrap this podcast up for the day?
Do not think of Hartnell as he was in Twice Upon a Time. It was abomination. That is not how he is. Guardians of the Edge is like that was the yes.
Sound Rock.
That's the Hartnell we need.
Sound Rock being sassy. Hartnell.
I should also preface that when I say Hartnell, I always mean the first Doctor. It's just I call him Hartnell.
At least the novelization of Twice Upon a Time slightly tried to rectify that.
At least we remember the name of the episode now. We spent about 10 minutes going, what's it called?
What's it called?
So yes, join us next podcast when I don't know what we'll be doing, but we'll find out when we do it. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Farewell. Bye.